having them donate. How do we get rid of that? Got it. Okay. And Paul is amazing. And Bayla is our teen angel, Community Collections angel. And I met Bayla when she was, how old were you, Bayla, when I met you at that temple?
I think it was like 5th grade,
Yeah.
like a long time ago.
This girl spoke about kindness. I can't even begin to tell you how beautifully. And she has followed through to this day with so many tasks and so many things and such a big heart. So we are so proud to have this young lady with us. And Becca is one that is responsible for coordinating our Zoom call. She's a kind, wonderful, sweet woman. She really has, I don't know, she stole my heart. And I'm so proud and happy to have her part of what we do.
You stole mine.
That's great. Sharon Cassell is going to come on just for a few moments. She has another event going on. They're putting together blessing bags tonight. Sharon has she has decided to help the community collections ambassadors. She's going to be the community collection coordinator, like Janet's our executive coordinator. She's going to be there to support you in anything you need. She'll be your go-to lady. She's going to talk about love. She would love to have you come over for a lunch or a dinner or a drink so that you can get to know each other better and, all that. So she's going to talk for a few moments about that. I have a feeling because of the communication or whatever that it might be just us. I was hoping that we would have a lot of the new people and doesn't seem to happen. So I think going forward, Sharon.
Wendy's running late. Wendy
But she'll
plans
be here
on coming on, but running late.
Okay, that's terrific. And it's only 5 after.
Linda,
yeah.
I had RSVPs from Stacy Acker.
Yes.
And Sheila Zeigen that they were going to be on.
They were.
Yes.
That right. I remember Stacy, you told me. There are other two. Listen, obviously.
Want to just wait another minute or two? Should we just wait another minute or two to see if they join us?
Yeah.
Susan, I in the chat box. Do you know how to use the chat box?
Yes.
So I just typed in a direct link to this room.
Yeah.
If you or anybody wants to send that link to anybody else, or maybe just resend it out to the distribution on the email list, that way maybe if other people are having any challenges getting in, maybe if we just give them a one link.
Well, yeah, you know what I can do actually is
I don't know how to do
they replay it? If it's being taped, can we send the link for a replay?
I am recording it and I will send that out to you guys, and as well as
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, right now I'm going to send it to Sheila. And then also you said
Stacy
Acker.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to go to their email. Easier link, I'm just going to say. I'm just thinking there was one more person.
How's my favorite soap maker?
Yeah.
She's my good Instagram buddy.
Yeah, she has a new puppy, so she's really, really happy lady.
Oh, you have a new puppy? I love it. Let me see. Is he or she?
You're muted, Janet. Unmute yourself.
It's a he, and you'll see him later. He's a little rambunctious, and I don't want to disturb Linda's beautiful meeting.
No. Well, you said you were going to do it at the end, right?
We'll wait.
Right. Or, I mean, we could do it now if we're waiting for a few people, if he's available.
He's available. Let me check his calendar. I don't know.
To do a meet and greet.
Okay, let's see if he's available.
What's his name?
Linus.
Linus?
Yeah.
In the meantime, I can talk a little bit more about Darlene. Darlene, I came to Darlene through her daughter, Jessica. Jessica is a very talented, creative woman in the realm of makeup, hair. She does it for TV shows, I believe, and all kinds of things. They're two very, very kind and wonderful, wonderful people. Jessica is going to co-host with her mom. So that's going to be great. And so what we're trying, oh, there's the
Aw.
dog. Yeah.
This is Linus.
Hi, Linus. Hi, kitty
Hi.
pie.
Oh, Janet, he's adorable.
Say
So
hi.
cute.
Thank
Oh,
you.
What kind is he?
He's an English Cocker Spaniel.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I will enjoy every second with him, that's for sure.
How
He's
old
a
is he?
He's 8 months old. The total love muffin. Okay, I'm gonna go put
Okay.
him back.
So now I see Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
Hello.
Hi, Wendy. I was introducing everybody. Oh, and there's Sheila. Yay. Sheila, can you hear us?
Hi, yes, sorry. Oh my God, I got all into what I was doing and I completely forgot. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm late.
okay. Well, you're here right now. I'm so happy.
Hey.
So Wendy and Susan and Paul are really, really good friends. Wendy also has been with me for many, many, many years and is very, very devoted to cook and bring and bring not only food, but essential needs, whatever we need. And she's coordinated her friends to do the same thing. And it's just Wendy and Paula have people sending money from New York and other places to get essential needs. And they're just always there for our community. So thank you, Wendy. And Darlene. So Sheila and Sheila and Wendy, I want to introduce you to Darlene. And Darlene is again a wonderful woman who has agreed to help. She's the events and volunteer coordinator, ambassador. So she's going to help us coordinate our events and also coordinate volunteers for the events. So what we mean by that is we're going to have a few committees, event committees. We want to talk about people that want to volunteer at different events. We want to see who would like to be a little bit of an outreach. That means, you know, making some phone calls to either people that haven't really done anything for a long time, or to find, let's say, diapers is for the month. So we might have need some phone calls about that, or the meal. You know, there's a lot of things about outreach. So we're excited about Darlene doing that. Sheila is is it Boca Falls?
Yes,
Boca
yes, Boca
Falls. So
Falls.
she's the ambassador with Layla,
yes.
right? And they coordinate together, which is really, really nice. Something that we want to talk about tonight as well, because it's really, really nice to have backup and to not do it alone sometimes. So they do it together, and in that way you can accomplish even more and great things. So nice to see you here, Sheila. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Some of the things that we wanted to cover tonight, I want to talk about Laura Reese is the founder of Kindness Matters 365. Most of you know that, but some of you don't. So I will tell you that. They are putting on a huge wellness fair, like an amazing, amazing wellness fair with a kids zone. And every hour on the hour, there's going to be a different yoga person or meditation person on the main stage. They're doing it right in Delray right where the Crest Theater is, right on that corner. Do you know where I mean?
Old School Square.
Old School Square. Thank you very much. There's going to be like 30 different healers, In fact, our own Nando is going to be there doing massage and, you know, that type of thing, but all kinds of things. The Kindness Angels, the reason I've been asking for clothing these last 2 months is because the Kindness Angels, we are doing the clothing swap at this event. And we're going to have lots of clothing laid out by sizes, men's, women's, and people that need, come and get it. And people that don't, bring it.
Linda,
So
what's the date?
the date is January 26th. It's from 9 to 2, I believe.
Isn't it February?
Excuse
Wasn't
me.
it February?
Excuse me.
February.
Excuse me. February 26th. Thank you. Who said that? Who told me? Who said that? Who told me February 26th?
Me.
Becca.
Becca, thank you very much.
Becca did.
I think a couple people, but I just was wondering, did she switch the date? Because I'm not gonna be here January 26th. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has to keep me honest with dates because sometimes I really mess up. So
It's a Sunday, right?
yes, any help I can get. So one of the
Linda,
major,
what's the, I'm gonna just type it in the chat so everybody else who's watching this on a replay also can grab it. What's the name of her event?
well, it's definitely a wellness fair, And what I would like to know from everybody is who here can actually volunteer on that day to help with the clothing swap or to help sign people in or anything like that.
I can help if need be.
Who is that? Who's saying that?
Sharon.
Sharon. Okay. Oh, where's Sharon? We don't see you.
You don't see me.
No.
No.
I'm
Have
here.
you been here the whole time?
I'm here the whole time.
I didn't know that. I didn't. We don't see you, and I
Wasn't
would
that
have.
funny? Yeah,
talked to you.
no, I'm
Okay.
here.
You have
So
to
Sharon-
do join with video.
I did. So I thought.
No.
I just sent you a ping. Maybe you can see the ping that says.
I just did.
There
There
you
you
are.
go.
There you are.
There you go. Okay.
What time does it start?
Maybe.
Well, it starts at 9. It ends, I believe, at 2. But we're going to break it up so that not everybody has to be there whole day, like half days. So,
Okay.
okay. So if anybody can, let me know. Okay.
What's her phone number, Linda?
What's mine
No, your daughter's.
phone number?
Yeah.
I'll give you her phone number, but she really only responds to text because she can't get to.
Yeah, I want to text her because she asked me about taking out booth space at her event.
Yeah. Okay,
It
great.
just reminded me, I never got back to her and said yes or no.
Okay, so I'm going to share it with you.
If you don't
right
mind sending
now.
me her text, that would be, I'm sorry to interrupt. We
No,
can
no, but
keep
I
it-
would recommend text because she can't get to her phone calls.
Yeah, that's good. I'm a texter too when it comes to stuff
Okay,
like that.
great, wonderful. Okay, Sharon's here. Yay. I'm sorry that I didn't see you, though you were here.
Yeah.
So
I've been here.
Sharon, our dear Sharon, I mean, again, this is a woman of many, many talents. She's been doing charity work a little bit like us. Some of the things we do for many, many years on our own, and we partnered a while back now, and it's been just a wonderful relationship. And she, as I said, will be your coordinator and support. So do you want to say a few words about that, Sharon?
Sure.
Okay.
Some of you ladies I already know. Everybody else I'm looking forward to getting to know. What I'd like to do is get to chat with each of you either one-on-one, or I would love to host a luncheon or a cocktail party at my house so we could all kind of just get together and exchange some ideas. What I was wanting to do is those of us that are community ambassadors, I live in a tiny community of only 35 homes, but I keep a pantry here and people bring things to it. If there's a way that we could perhaps maybe focus on the 3 essential needs first that we have every month. Some months we end up falling a little bit short on the essential needs. If we could, obviously anything anybody brings us is welcome and appreciated, but try to focus more on the essential needs. And then the other thing I was wondering in talking to Linda at the Meals with Meanings every month, every single month, we always struggle with the fruit. For some reason, we just can never get enough of the fruit. So I was wondering, those of us, myself included, that are community ambassadors, if we could perhaps find any of our friends or neighbors or relatives where we could maybe each of us find somebody that we could assign the fruit to make that problem and that stress go away, because it's an ongoing battle every month trying to get enough fruit.
I just wanted-
Outside of that, I just want, go ahead, I'm sorry,
I
Linda.
just want to interject that it's really amazing because the head of the program is Gina, and she tells us, Gina and Rose, and they tell us that the guests really love the fruit so much because they never, ever, ever get fresh fruit.
Sure.
So it's just really a beautiful thing. And there are some months that we've gotten all, and there's some months that we only get one person to do it. So,
Yeah.
you know, if it's possible, that would be something that would be
I'll
great.
step up and try and get some people to help out with getting fruits for you guys.
That would be
Beautiful.
awesome. That would be
That's-
fabulous.
That'd be
Sharon,
fabulous.
can I get your phone number? I want to type it in the chat area. So people-
Absolutely. 561-251-0276.
Thank you.
And then any of the community ambassadors, I'm here for everybody. Call me anytime. If you guys have an emergency, you can't get to the drop off, do you have a backup? If not, get in touch with me so we can make arrangements to get whatever we need to St. Gregory's. I'm here and I'm happy to help anybody who needs help. And I would like to get everybody together again, either collectively or individually, where we could kind of chat and share some ideas and plan ahead, because as Kindness Angels is growing, so are we. So are we. So if we can all kind of get together and maybe offer each other suggestions, some input, and let's all go ahead, Susan.
Sharon, I have a question for you.
Sure, of course.
A minute ago, you made a comment about sometimes we fall short on the essential needs.
Yes.
How do you determine how much is enough?
That's a good question, Linda.
I would say there really isn't a definitive answer for that.
Yeah.
It's a feeling that we get. And, you know, sometimes we will be doing, let's say, diapers, and there's a mountain of diapers, and there's really not much to give Gina and our homeless, you know, of the essential needs. So it's not so much I think a good way to say it is if people are going to donate X amount, let it be some for the essential needs, and then whatever else they want to donate is great. Now, the reason that we get so much more, because it could be children's books, or it could be food for the kids that, you know, don't get enough food. Those are much sexier asks, and people feel really good to do some of those things. So, you know, there are people that month in, month out do the essential needs. I'm not saying there aren't, but I do have that feeling. There is concern. It's a challenge to make sure that they have enough.
Yeah, so some months it's great. And another, when we collect for other issues, like when we collect clothing, or we collect books, or we collect items for other projects, we always do well with that. But every once in a while, Gina and Rose, that's where we have all the drop-offs go to. And then if we don't have a really good, and maybe it's just me, but if we don't have a really good showing for Gina and Rose, but they see us collecting all these other items for other projects, I feel bad. Maybe it's just me, but it's just
No,
that they're
that's a very
gracious
good way to
enough
put it,
host
right?
us.
Paula? Very good way to put it.
Yeah,
because
they're
they are
gracious
kind
enough to host us.
They're
So
kind
we're
enough.
bringing the essential needs to them each month. So I'd like to make sure that we always focus on them and make sure that we take care of them, because they allow us to bring for everybody else to their premises. So I just want to make sure that they're treated fairly and they always get whatever it is they ask for. At a particular, like Band-Aids this month, they might not ask for Band-Aids again for several months.
Right.
So if
6 months
we
or more.
collect, say, 12 boxes, that's wonderful, but we don't know how long that needs to carry them.
Yeah.
So we switch the essential needs, as you know, each month. So I just want to make sure that they get their fair share.
Well, also, we have to remember that our roots, we started with
Yes.
St. Gregory's and doing for them. And we do the meal for them. We do these essential needs for them. But then it grew into doing for other people in the community and other charities. So yeah, we do feel loyalty to them. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Susan, go ahead.
So
Then what?
that makes me think, are we asking too much?
We have to give that some thought.
I think
You
that's
can
a,
never, no, don't cut yourself. We're not asking too much. We just have to ask more people.
Yeah, well, the thing
And-
is, Darlene, I think what you're saying is correct. Because also, I remember Simone Brody, who is this amazing woman. She's married to a rabbi. She has a lot of women's groups. And she has said to me, well, when I ask her for something, she'll say, well, I can't ask that group because I already
Exactly.
get.
Yes.
But we're not organized enough yet to be able to ask that group for this, and that group for that. So maybe Darlene, that's something you're going to help us with. Paula, you have something to say. Paula.
Yeah, you and I have had this conversation, about, asking and collecting. Wendy and I have found that our friends, even in New York, and people have been selling us $100 in January and put that money on account so that we're not. I send them a copy of your email to us, to our group of friends that help us collect. So we send that out, Wendy and I do, so that they know where their money is going to for the essential needs. Now, there are some people who can't, afford to get $100 at the beginning of the year. So they'll tell Wendy or I $10, $20 every month. We use that money for the essential needs. So Wendy and I, have a certain amount of money and we go to the dollar store and we buy whatever you list for those essential needs.
Perfect.
People at least see by the letter that you wrote where their money is going to, but we're not ask every single month to people saying, please send me money, please send me money. And we have found that has worked for us much better. And I have a list of how much money goes from this person, from that person. So each month when we go shopping, Wendy knows how much money she has. I know how much money I have. And then we buy the essential needs.
That's a great
Um,
point. It's a great
I think
point.
the problem came was when we were being sent, not for us per se, but the cookies for this and then the cookies for another thing for the next month. And then someone said, oh, didn't we? Or, we put out a thing for gift cards, and Wendy and I got an unbelievable response for people for the gift cards. And then the next month we were asking for it again. So I think that's where the problem happens, that maybe
I
what we
agree.
need to do is spread it out a little bit. So we're asking for the same thing
I completely
each
agree.
month.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
And that's
completely
why
agree.
finding the essential needs is an easy thing. I mean, it's not, it's an easy task for us. We say, well, okay, we have $50. We'll go to the dollar store and buy all the cans and all the Band-Aids and all the stuff. And then Wendy and I can do all the shopping. So for us, that's easy.
Yeah.
It's just always, asking. Like when I thought we couldn't get the money for the cards, you gave me the incentive linter and said, you know what, just go out and ask everybody, just put something out. And I was amazed at the response that Wendy and I both got for those gift cards.
Yeah,
And
amazing.
so it is, the ask, and it is easy to do that. You just feel sometimes, I don't want people to feel like I'm overburdening. I know that may sound
Absolutely.
selfish
No,
on their part, but
Absolutely.
it's not what I want to
We
happen.
all
And
agree.
just before I forget, Bella just texted me. She has 2 big exams tomorrow. She didn't want not to be on. So
Ah.
she said, please tell everybody, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to interrupt. And I'm going to give her all the information.
Oh, she's terrific. Darlene, is there anything that you want to say to anybody or any words at all?
Am I
No.
muted?
No?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought I muted myself. No, I just don't, I think maybe we get stagnant and we're only asking our adult friends and on the people we know. And now we need to spread out. Like I created a letter that I wanted to share with you that I will, to go to the homeschool groups. There are a couple of chapters right close in my area. I'm in Lake Worth, down closer to West Palm. But there are some homeschool groups that have like 50 kids and they're always looking for something to do. So I put it out there, if George can ask his friends for Band-Aids and Susan can ask her friends and so that's how I'm approaching it.
Wow.
So giving them each, and so the kids are going to go around and knock on their
I love
friends'
it.
doors.
I love it.
So, a 10-year-old can afford a couple boxes of Band-Aids or a package of diapers a month or whatever. And then if each of his friends, it snowballs. So I love that it's specific. I keep looking through because I'm so busy and I have to go back into this youth group.
Okay.
But I need, if we had the year-long list, like we know I saw something, I don't know if,
We have
so
it
in
for
January, we're just,
we
yeah,
have it for
that's
the
what I
essential
need.
needs.
okay, because then I can do it with this. I'm a Sparky, it's Awanas, it's a little youth group, but like they're collecting pennies 1 week, nickels the next, whatever, and then whoever collects the most money, and it's going to a charity, and they don't know which one, and I'm like, oh.
Oh,
You know,
how
so
cute. Oh,
it's
how
like,
cute.
So yeah.
Well, I think what Darlene is bringing up is that there are so many different areas but that we need people and we need outreach.
And you're doing it, so we're doing it.
Yeah.
It's a good start. You guys are I've been a part of several women's groups, Jessica and I, and they bleed us dry. I mean, bleed us dry, and meeting after meeting, and all their goals, 3 different groups, all the goal was to get bigger. But I'm like, and we kept asking, but what are you doing? What are you doing? And nobody was doing anything. They were just gathering more people. So we are so privileged to be part of this group because you guys are doing it. And you all look normal, you know? Yeah, don't look all, I love, you come in and yeah, it's however you are. I love that Sheila was like, oops, I was busy. I got involved and I forgot. I'm like, yes, that's my girl. Because I'm always gone. So
Kids will do that to you. Kids will do that to you.
So I'm privileged to be here, but I'm involved in so many things, but I will find it. I put a note in the box and I have to go in.
Go.
I'm meeting with Tammy, who is the manager at PowHERbands. Maybe you can explain that, Linda, tomorrow. But I need a quantitative amount. Like, do I need 5 pounds of you know what I mean, for the fruit?
It's easy. No, Darlene, everything, it's 9 by 13 deep aluminum tins.
But I can't ask the fruit market.
Oh, no, okay.
An aluminum pan. So I'm just thinking if one of you can be creative enough to say, I need like 5 pounds of oranges or banana, or not bananas,
I got
you know what I mean? So if you can give me a quantitative amount by tomorrow, so when I go in and I can say, each month we need 6 pounds of something or whatever.
All right.
And
Well,
then
maybe they can help you figure that out.
well, they don't really know what we.
They don't know what I'm coming to
If we
ask.
tell
so
them the
I go
size
there.
of a pan, maybe they can help us determine how much fruit we would need.
Let me tell you, they are. It may seem like they're organized. They ain't organized.
Oh.
So if I say, can I have this?
You know
they'll be
who
like,
can
"Oh,
help
sure."
with that? Darlene, listen to me. There's
Okay.
a part of us is that our culinary ambassador, his name is Bob Jacobs. He can help you with that in a minute.
Yeah,
That's what I figured. I bet
Yeah.
somebody could.
What
Okay.
time, can I give him your phone number?
Yep, yep.
I'll
That
give
would
you
be
your
great.
phone number, or maybe you should call him. He's not.
That's fine. If you text me his number, I'll call him tomorrow right before I see
Yes.
Tammy or something.
Okay,
So
okay.
there's-
and I'll give you a
I'm just
heads
gonna
up.
squeeze in there.
Let me get myself in a go. I know you have to go.
All right. Thank you guys.
darling.
I'll
We
see
love
ya.
you.
Bye, Darlene.
Bye-bye.
All
Nice
right.
to
Bye.
meet you.
Bye-bye,
Thank
honey.
you.
Sheila,
Bye.
you are our newest ambassador and or even member of Kindness Angels. What's your opinion about all this? What do you feel about all that we're saying?
You know, I'm just still overwhelmed. I'm trying to take some notes and trying to get to know like who's doing what. I'm assuming everybody is an ambassador, but then, you know, you mentioned volunteer coordinators and all that. And just now you had mentioned the man's name for he's the
Culinary ambassador.
culinary ambassador. So I was actually just going to pull up the site because I'm like, I wonder if there's somewhere where I can just kind of read real quick and see if there's a little more information
There
on all
isn't.
this.
not,
Got it
not
now.
yet.
You
Fine.
hear?
Not
You
yet,
hear this
not yet.
request?
We have an org chart and it's mostly filled in, but we're
Yeah.
getting there.
Okay. I mean, only just because I'm curious and I just like to see what all the different positions per
Layers.
se or
Yeah.
what's, you know, what there is. I'm fully happy just being the, you know, gatherer of goods and reaching out to my neighborhood and my neighbors, which is basically all I've done. The last couple of months, I mean, the gift card thing was unbelievable. I mean, I couldn't believe the outpouring. I think I got almost $400 worth of gift cards.
Amazing.
And that was over just like a couple of texts to some, you know, to groups of friends. And so, I mean, the holidays help, you know, everybody has a huge heart and they want to share. It's also something, you know, I think Darlene said she was going to send you a letter or something she wrote up, you know, to ask people or to ask different groups of, you know, something like that would be great. I mean, I'm just sending out, you know, little
I do have
texts to
something
friends.
that I want to read to you, but I don't want to
Okay.
stop you from talking because you're giving us good information. What else do you have to say?
Yeah, so I feel like some sort of form letter or like, even if I'm just, I don't know, at Publix or whatever, like, because I've been a PTA on PTA. I still am for years for my kids' schools. And in elementary school, a lot, we had to go to places and ask for donations and food donations, and Publix was really great about it.
What?
Yeah, like they used to just be like, yeah, come like in the morning, and if I have like pastries that I have to like get rid of because they expire in a day or two, I'll just give you a cart full. So I would get that all the time. So I don't have a problem speaking to, you know, a Publix manager, but he might just want something else from me. Like I used to just show him my school ID and, you know, that I'm
There's a
not just some
program.
lady
We
asking
have a
for
tax
food.
form. We have a, Janet, we're gonna have to really get all this to, we have a
Yeah.
tax form that if you go.
There's
in
a
the store
program.
In place, we have that for
Yes.
you.
Yeah, things
So
like that.
This is the kind of, see, it's wonderful to talk to Sheila because it's a whole different perspective, you know, so we want to hear, you know,
Okay.
Sharon, we want to hear what, Sharon?
Publix has a program. If you go onto their website, I hadn't spoken to you about this yet. There is a form you fill out to be a part of their charitable distribution. And they will, when you fill out this program on their website with the tax ID, with all the information, you then can get approved to be on their donor list. And when you do that, they will give you, like she said, they will give you whatever they haven't sold in a given day. They also will sometimes give gift cards and other items, but you
What
have,
are
if
we
you go onto
waiting
the public,
for?
go on to publix.com,
Yeah.
and there is a form that you fill out to become a recipient of that program. And it's something I really think would be very, very advisable to do.
Mhm.
The other thing is back to us with the community ambassadors. That's something that I do want to kind of talk to everybody about. You know, I do a lot of charity work other than Kindness Angels as well. And donor fatigue is a very, very real and ongoing problem. What I've done is I play bunco once a month with some of my girlfriends. So my bunco group, I go to for specific reasons. A women's group I belong to, I go to for other reasons. People that I'm connected to professionally, I use those for like my Thanksgiving and Christmas adopt a family programs. So I tend to kind of break it up, and that's what I want to talk to the community ambassadors about. I tend to break it up so I'm not always asking the same people over and over and over again. Like, you know, I want this, I want this, I want this. I tend to break it up into different groups so people don't feel fatigued or overwhelmed or just tire of it, and then we lose them all together.
That's a
But
great
that's something
idea.
we all need to kind of get together and talk about.
Yeah, that's
Good.
fabulous, Sharon.
Very, very good. So.
All right, I've got to sign off here in a minute.
Yeah,
I've got to
go.
sign off in here in a minute because I've
Yeah.
got company and we're doing the blessing bags.
Okay, so.
I don't know which works better for everybody. I'd love to have everybody here either for a luncheon, but if too many people work during the day and they want to do it in the evening, I'm agreeable to any and all. So
Sure.
let's figure
Well-
out what works for everybody. Linda, you can send me the contact info for the community ambassadors.
Right.
And then
I thought I
we'll
did. I
figure
thought I
out
had
what
that.
works best as far as afternoon or evening. And let's just all get together and let's just kind of brainstorm and share some ideas and get things moving.
Great, great. Thank you, Sharon.
All right, ladies, have a
So,
great night. I'm
okay.
gonna leave now. Have a great night. Thanks, everybody.
Bye,
Okay,
Sharon.
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
So one of the most beautiful letters that I have ever seen, Susan wrote when she became, like right away when she became a community collection ambassador. And she wrote this to the people in her life. And I'm going to share it with you and then we'll send it to them. Right, Susan, can we send it? All right, dear ones. As many of you know, I'm involved with an organization called Kindness Angels. We are a group that was formed to help people in our community who have needs, food, essential needs, etc. Once a month, we cook a hot meal and deliver it to a church where it is served to people who are food insecure. At that time, we also collect essential needs such as toothbrushes, rain ponchos, canned foods, etc., etc. We do special collections like the two we did this past summer, cereal and children's pajamas. We partner with several other organizations such as Eat Better, Live Better, Dixie Manor, Achievement Centers to help them reach their goals. As you can imagine, the work we do is extremely important and gratifying. Many Kindness Angels create villages to expand our reach and outcomes. With this note, I'm attempting to do that. You're receiving this note because I think you may be interested in joining the fun. In the next few days, I will forward to you the Kindness Angels November newsletter. It gives information on the 3 projects for the month. If you would rather not participate or receive Kindness Matters emails, please let me know. No pressure, I promise. Also, please know that monetary donations are also welcome. If you are far away and would like me to shop for you, I will be delighted to do that. The amount of the donation does not matter. Even a small amount goes a long way at a dollar store. Thank you for your consideration of this request. I am grateful for you, your place in my life. With gratitude, Susan, and under that, Kindness Angel and Gratitude Ambassador. I mean, I just think it's written so beautifully, no pressure. And that's really what this organization is about. We do not want anybody to get one cookie more than they're happy to give, one toothbrush more, but the sheer volume of the people we're working with, we do get a lot of donations. So Susan, would you send this out to everybody? To all the ambassadors?
Yes,
So
I'll
that
be
they,
happy to.
so you can use this and change it any way you wish for your particular situation and people. And I just think it's a way to, and the result, Susan tells me, is she inspired a lot of people. Is that correct, Susan?
I'm in a unique position. I am new to Florida. I don't have big groups of friends like Paula and Wendy have. The people that I sent that letter to, some are in my neighborhood and some are in Pittsburgh. So, no, I do not get responses like Paula and Wendy get.
No, but I thought you said that first month you did very well.
Well, are you waving to me, Wendy?
No, I just wanted to add something, but like in our case, we have X amount of friends. And the thing is, Paula and I share a lot of friends so that, we have the same circle because we've known each other forever. Now that I'm not working anymore, she's not working anymore, our circles did get a little smaller. Like I don't have my work friends anymore or my other committee friends anymore. So, and my friends and family that I have in New York and Connecticut, sometimes I feel they're donating to their own communities. Like I know my daughter-in-law is very active in her community and she gives a lot of money and a lot of time to her community. I don't know that she's gonna, not that she couldn't afford to, she could afford to send me some money every month, but they have their communities that they're helping. My sister's in New York. She, she's an animal person, so she gives to animal communities. So it's, even though we have this group here, we have a great group of friends, it's the same friends. And, like Paula said before, we can't keep asking them over and over. They're very generous. And a lot of them give us money every few months or, a big amount in a month. But I don't think my circles are as big as they used to be because I'm not out there anymore.
Well, here's the thing. That's great because that's why we're growing in numbers. I mean, we started out with 18 angels and now there's over 400 angels. But usually, 10% of the people are usually the ones that do the work. We know that really. But, as we do more outreach and as we do more with our communities, like Sheila, I think you and Layla do a lot with your communities, and that's really great. And we just keep going. That's all. But we will send that letter for anybody that wants to use it in any way. Paula.
Just on top of what Wendy said, we do have, maybe there's 15 people in our group, of, who we communicate with, which is a fairly large group. And everybody has been really, really generous. But I think the fact that we've done, which, people can do it, suggesting instead of people zelling Wendy or me money every month, that's why people, if they can afford to, have been giving us our large sums of money. And then we just send them your letter showing what we're buying for that month with their money. So we don't feel like we're bombarding them. And you have to know your group. You have to know what people are in it. I know these are all very generous women who do whatever they can and feel like, you'll call me and say, we don't have enough brownies or we don't, so Wendy and I know we have certain friends that are bakers. There are certain people that don't want to be obligated. And I use that word obligated, meaning committed to making certain things every month. Whereas, Susan and Wendy and I, we've always made food every month and continue to, but we have certain people that we know we can call, but other people that we know we can't call, who don't want to cook there. And we have friends that say, oh, we're happy to give you money, just don't ask us to cook, don't ask us to go shopping, you know. I'm happy to do that. Happy.
Right. We have to know our
That's what I'm
audience.
saying, is you have to know your crowd.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're very blessed that we do have a great group of girls that we can go to every month, you know, and have this money to donate to.
Right.
So,
Right. It's
just
just great.
what.
It's all so good. All right. I guess we can, the only thing we can wind up, but
But Linda, I
Yeah.
just want to say, like, if there is some kind of letter that you have, like, on, you know, letterhead stationery, like I used to collect for my schools and stuff when I used to work. And I have no compunction about going to Publix managers and asking them what they can donate for us. I'll go to Walmart, I'll go to any of these food stores and say, look, if you have fruit that's, you know, you're going to have to get rid of in a few days, call me. But they do always request, you know, well, we need some kind of documentation. So
we do.
if we could get on that list, like Sharon said, and then from there, if we have like letterhead showing them, you know, that this, I'll walk into every Publix in my neighborhood. You know, there's like 4 or 5 Publixes here, and say, you know, keep me in mind. We'll take almost any kind of food items. We'll even take you know, things that are going to expire off the shelves, you know, as far as toiletries or, you know, medications or whatever you have that you don't
Food, if
anymore.
If it's not expired already, absolutely.
Right. Just call me, and maybe that's another way of getting more stuff. But and we'll go to the dollar store and tell them that we're, you know, frequent shoppers for this organization, and whatever they have that they want to get rid of, to call us. But we need something to bring in for that, to show them.
So Janet, that we have the form. Let's send it with a letter explaining it to all the ambassadors. So can we work on that? Thank you very much. Okay, very good. Well, so Wendy, as you're talking to me, what we are craving is something that we're calling outreach, but it's exactly what you say you're willing to do. So maybe you could help us with that a
Yeah,
little bit.
you give me a list of people to call, or wherever you want me to call. The problem with me is, like, I don't have kids that live here. You know, my kids are grown adults. So I don't have like resources of like a school that I would call and say, oh, you know, could you get your kids to work on this in, you know, whatever class it is? You know, like when the kids were in middle school or elementary school, you'd say to the teacher, we're collecting this, the teachers would get it for you. But my kids are not kids. They're, you know, grown up ass adults. So it's like hard for me to get that kind. But if you have suggestions,
Yeah.
I can make phone calls and I can go to all local places and ask for things.
Well,
I'll be happy to.
What you're saying right now, Wendy, is one of the things that we are so interested in, having someone who is willing to do that. Really, not everybody can do that, you know?
And
So
I'll drive her.
what?
I can't do it. I
What?
said,
Yeah, Paula
I'll
could-
drive her because I can't do that. I know where my strengths are.
We
So
have to.
Wendy could do the asking and I'll do the driving for her.
Perfect
Okay.
team, perfect team.
So there we
okay.
go.
So I'm gonna actually, is it okay if I put you, we're gonna have outreach committee. Can I put your names down? Because that's what I'm talking about, exactly that.
So
Yes.
she's the
Yeah.
outreach coordinator.
Yes, I have to tell my outreach coordinator, which is,
And drive her.
and
Yeah.
okay, so outreach is, okay.
Just
Now,
say the outreach team.
the outreach team, right? Wendy and Paula outreach. Okay, great. I have to ask you a question. Talk about challenge as far as technology. It's beyond. Are you getting, Sheila, are you getting the monthly announcement and Sign Up Genius?
Yes, I am. And
Oh.
I was just looking up to find the last Sign Up Genius. I don't know if I got the one for January, but I was getting them before. So where do they come from? I was just trying to search my emails. I actually
Okay.
typed it in the chat for you
They-
to send me that link again.
Okay, I'm gonna send you
Um,
I'm gonna
Yeah,
send,
if you can send that. But if you have, just to back up to what we were talking about, and something on letterhead, because I have a middle schooler and a high schooler. So, and I know my middle schooler, they have to do community service for Honor Society. So I can speak to that teacher and see if we can make one of the months, you know, something where the kids, if they bring in stuff, whatever for us, the teacher will give them community service, or we'll give them, or something, you know,
Yeah.
like we can figure that out. I just need something to, you know, on our letterhead, or, you know, something
Right, well,
that says what
this-
we're doing.
yeah,
You see,
No.
Sheila is probably my kid's age. So that's why she's got the high schoolers and the middle schoolers, which is what my grandchildren are. But my kids are Sheila's age. So I don't have
Sheila-
that. And that's a great group to go to. It's like if your
Right.
kids are in a youth group or a temple or a church or whatever, any of those organizations, which I'm lacking now in my life, you know,
Right.
that's beyond.
But you,
my-
then you can do the other things, you know, that
Right.
I
That's
may not be
right.
able
It
to
takes-
get to
it
all the
takes,
stores and
all
things like
these
that. Yeah,
big-
and
any-
Layla,
But any
sorry.
services that the teenagers perform are eligible for community service.
Right.
Right. And
So-
that's fine. And they can either get it from us, or the teacher can sign off if they bring in the stuff, and then we make the donation. So we can make
Either
that
way,
work. Yeah, we
right.
can make that work. They need the community service anyway. So I think that would work. And Layla, whom I co-chair with here in my development, she actually has a son in elementary school. So we can actually hit all three of the schools around here as well. So we can do our part in that respect.
Wow, that
That's
would be
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, the
And
sign up sheet.
especially when we start collecting things like cereal, because that'll be an easy thing for kids to bring to school and drop off in a box in the hallway. And
Yep.
go on to their class.
We could even try the libraries here, you know, again, like if there's some kind of formal letterhead, we could leave a box or something in a library and say, this month, you know, Kindness Angels are collecting whatever it is, Band-Aids and whatever, and see if anybody throws it in the box there.
Girls, I'm a happy woman, because what you're talking about is all outreach. And it's all different people than we're targeting right now.
Right.
So it's real. I wish that all 19 community collections ambassadors were on here, and that we could brainstorm in this way, because it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And people want to do these things. They just don't have a vehicle to do them. I'm going to tell you something that I got in a Chinese restaurant about 30 years ago. My fortune was, if you have a thing to sell and go and whisper in a well, you're not as apt to catch the dollar as those who climb a tree and holler. Now, we don't need the dollar. We need these goods for these people that can't do it for themselves. But we have to climb that tree and holler it, and the ideas you're giving right now are just, you're making me cry. I mean, it's really wonderful.
Is there anybody, you know, in this group that's like kind of artsy, creative, and can come up with like a nice digital poster sign thing that we could put in places like libraries or firehouses or whatever?
Becca is raising her hand.
She's already done
Okay.
it.
So I'm not really graphic, like that's not really my thing, but yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm kind of on deadline right now. And while we're having this conversation, I just made a little cover for an ebook that I am doing. So I don't have a problem doing it. Like, this is the kind of simple stuff that I can do. I can't get much more complicated than something like
That's
that.
Oh,
perfect.
that's very good.
Oh my God, that's very powerful. That's powerful.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So, I mean, I owned an ad agency back in the day.
Oh, Oh,
But I was just the salesperson. I was just
Oh,
the account
just.
executive.
just.
Just,
But
yeah, just.
I can do some simple stuff like that for you guys.
Yeah,
But
even if it just said like something like, want to feel good this month, donate to Kindness Angels. This is what we need. And even if we have to change, part of it each month, we'll go to the places, like what it would be 10, 15 places around our neighborhoods, your neighborhoods,
Oh,
local
couldn't we use the
places.
signs that we
well,
already have?
Guys, if I just want to maybe take 2 steps back. So we created these lawn signs, and we still have some left. And we have a Google Doc, which I don't know if anybody's paying attention to that. Instead of us sending out these emails with all the stuff, I think all we have to do is maybe send out a quick little reminder, hey, go to your Google Doc and give them the Google Doc. We don't have to like type everything up and send it to everybody. Does everybody know how to like click on a link in their email? I know
Click on the link.
most people can do that. So what Linda and I have and Susan have created is just like a simple Google Doc. And so that gets changed every month. And so all the things that, like a calendar, like a weekly, like a monthly update, if you will, of what's going on and what we need to do. And so I think if everybody, whether they're on here or not, if they remember to save that link, then they can send that out very easily. They don't have to like send out a whole long letter. They can just send that out, as well as the places that we maybe are looking for. We had talked about that before, maybe having more centers where we can have as donation receivers. And so we have these signs. I don't know that we have to necessarily get so creative in a new poster every month. If you remember, there's a QR code on there. Anybody can just scan the QR code, and from that QR code, they can figure out, what we need at that time. And if we run out of those posters, they're like corrugated plastic. We could then just make a poster that is the same poster as an 8.5, 11, or I can even just create that for you and send that to you that has everything on it. I don't know that we have to do something new every month or change, but I'm up to doing whatever you guys want. I just, I think if we keep our messaging and our look the same, it may make it so when people go to the post office or to the, the ice cream parlor or to the bagel store, and they keep seeing it, I think that's going to help them to say, oh, wait a minute, they're all over the place. A, maybe I want to get involved, or B, what can I do to support, right? So I don't know. I don't know that we really need me to be creative and create anything new. I think we already have it. I can show it to you. Let me see if I can find it while you guys are talking.
Yeah. So
I
Becca,
agree.
I think correct me if I'm wrong, Wendy, but I think what Wendy is saying is just like to be able to have like a colorful, simple thing that she can actually hand out to people.
Right.
I mean, it could have the QR code on it.
Right.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be changed every month. I don't think it needs to be changed. And if there's a QR code on it and they can see what's needed, that's great. I did have one of those lawn signs on I had that on my lawn for a month, and I got absolutely no response. And everybody who did see it said it looked like I was asking for food. And I said, okay, I got to get this off my lawn, because people, it says food and needed items monthly drop off. And, didn't make it clear enough I think for my neighbors or my people in the neighborhood to understand it was not me. I wasn't asking for food. That it was an organization that was asking for food.
So that big logo at the top doesn't, so I had somebody drop off diapers. I have diapers and some canned goods. So I only had one donation so far. I've got this big ugly box at my front door for people to drop, but I did get, and funny enough, they dropped it off and they didn't even put it in the box. They put it
That's funny.
So I think I need to put a sign on my box, like drop here, but yeah. So you're saying this is not effective.
It wasn't for me in my neighborhood. And, you know, a few times, like people who came to my house would say to me, do you, are you hungry or do you need food or whatever?
They
'Cause
couldn't
it's-
possibly, really, they couldn't possibly think that you were asking
No.
for donations.
Well, but it
For
said
yourself.
that's what it's, yeah, but that's what it looked like to them. I mean, they
But it
weren't
even says
donating
a
food.
501c3 in the corner.
I don't know what that means either.
Oh, it's
that-
nonprofit.
That's a charitable,
Nonprofit.
that's a
Yeah.
charitable, yeah.
That is a well-known charitable nonprofit code. And it has this big logo, Kindness Angels.
No,
Doesn't
I
matter.
get that, but some people don't. And not everybody knows that if
Sorry,
501
Becca.
So, yeah, I'm sorry
Becca
too,
went into a
but
lot of
I
trouble.
know, but honestly, I wouldn't, if I saw 501c3, I would never in a million years think that that's what, I wouldn't know what it meant. I was looking at it just now and I didn't know what it meant. And I've been a volunteer and worked for charitable organizations for the last maybe 50 years of my life, since I was
Wow.
a candy striper, you know, when I was 14 years old. So I've always been involved in those kind of organizations. But honestly, I would not stop and think a 501c3 means, I know there are charitable codes, but I didn't know that was it.
Well, okay, so even if you miss that, you think that people don't see this Kindness Matters logo and that means something?
I think they see that and they look at it, but what they're seeing is food and needed items, monthly drop off. They're looking at the food and needed items, monthly drop off.
I know, monthly drop off. Like, how would one person be asking for stuff on their lawn?
I don't know. I wasn't, I mean, believe me, I'm just
Well-
telling you, that was the kind of reaction I got from people.
Right. Well,
Okay.
listen. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, Becca, if you would maybe work with Wendy a little bit on some flyers, is that too much to ask?
Of course not. No, but do you think that this would work better in a commercial setting than in somebody's front yard?
Possibly.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because yeah. If that was like at maybe a library or a post office or
Yes.
something, yeah,
Yes.
it's not on my
So you
front
know what
lawn,
I'm
so it's not.
seeing? Yeah, so you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing like a cardboard box that maybe is like painted the same color or one of the contrasting
Right,
colors.
Exactly.
So that it
And
really
that's-
stands out.
Right, and this is the drop off and put it in here. And I mean, I
Yeah.
think everybody knows what those little squares are now. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, that's a, you know, a really good thing for people to do that if they want to look and see scan the code. That's a great thing, you know, to get
Yeah.
the monthly thing.
I
But
wonder
I
if we
think,
can, yeah, I wonder if we could get, I'm sorry to cut you off, Wendy, finish, I'm sorry.
no, that I think you're right. If that was on some kind of a box in a commercial place, I don't think there'd be a problem with it. I think on somebody's lawn, it's more of a, you know, it's not the same effect.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I just say, how about we add on the 501c3, how about we just add nonprofit organization after that, like really small underneath or something? And this way it becomes something more people can relate to and understand, because not everybody knows that. I get that, but you know, usually it says 501c3, not nonprofit or something.
She's on it.
Maybe
Yeah.
that'll change the
On it.
confusion on that. But I think the QR code is excellent and everybody now knows. I mean, you go to restaurants and that's what you're using. So
Mhm.
I think that's helpful for sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
Boy,
And I actually
I
would
know how to
even-
do all that, Becca.
Yeah, I would
there you
actually put a box. I mean, we have our addresses down in our community for people to drop off, but we could even put a box at our clubhouse, like right by
That,
the gym or
yeah.
something like that, and people can see the sign. And then, or maybe I would even maybe list a couple of things, so this way people can read it, take
Yeah.
a picture, and then next time they're at the store and the next time they come to the gym, they'll come and drop something off. So I would definitely use something like that and make that a box or something as well.
Yeah, we could make it a box. It would be, and tell them specifically what we want. It would be great.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what, if we could get like those wardrobe boxes maybe donated and cut them in half and then paint them like this bright teal color. And then put these signs that we already have like on it. That way they're very attractive and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Just another project.
Right, right. So, so let me just tell you girls about a little thing personal that's going on with me. So I can't really do more because if I do any more, first of all, things are going to fall through the cracks and my health is at risk. So one of the reasons Darlene is coming on board is because we are trying to create committees to do this work. And when we come up with these ideas, that's why I said, oh, good, there we go. That's why I said, when did you think you could work with Becca to, if you on that flyer?
I think she just did it.
Well,
I think what doing that and putting it on a box, I think is the perfect solution. I just don't think it's going to work on lawns in my neighborhood anyway.
Right. Yeah, there are boxes in Home Depot, I know, that because Ed just went out to buy a box and he bought this by mistake, but it was actually a box that only had, it didn't have a top. Instead of a top, it was open and it had two like handles on it, not handles, but you can put your finger in. So that would be ideal.
Right.
Yeah, but I think we could probably just go to those places, they throw out so many boxes and just, tape the bottoms or whatever and paint them and be done with it. I don't think we have to spend any money on it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anybody here that would be willing to work on that?
Don't just pull it. I mean, I'll help. I just, I know between now and February 20th, I'm tapped out.
Well, it doesn't have to, I mean, if we create something and it's, March 1st or something, I mean, it's going forward. Everybody is very, very busy, but if, even
I'll have a painting party if people want to come over. I'll set up the plastic sheets and I'll get, the rollers and all that kind of stuff. And I'm happy to help organize it. I just don't think I can do this by myself.
No, you cannot do it by yourself. I agree with that. So the goal would be to create some prototypes that we can say, okay, you can take this and put it in your store or here or there or wherever you girls think we could put it. And so that is almost Darlene's job of an event coordinator who will coordinate something like that. So let's put that in as an event, right?
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So do we want to maybe talk to a couple of stores to find out what kind of space they would want to give us so that we can maybe create the prototypes that fit what most retailers would want? Like ask a couple of places. Does that make sense? Versus just coming up with prototypes and then saying, oh, it's too tall, it's too fat, it's too wide.
Right.
Maybe there's a standard. I'm thinking
the box that Ed brought home. I mean, I'm telling you, I can picture it right now. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's, is that not too hot, not too cold, just right. Not too big, not too small. I mean, I think that I can actually put that together and show you girls and we can work with this.
Could you take it by Louis G's?
Yeah, they would. Yes, I can take it by Louis G's. We can take it by Louis G's and ask her.
She's one of my very good friends. So
Is she?
done. I will take care of that. She would be fine with it.
No, she does. Karen
already,
she's
they
willing
already
to do anything. So yes, and I'm glad she's your good friend. She's a doll.
yeah, she's already been so helpful and they already hold things for us during collection time. So that's why I thought they would be a perfect one to try it out on since they might be collecting for us anyway. why don't we try the prototype there?
Right. So, Janet, will you put that on your list?
Yes, ma'am.
And we will see who we can work with on that. I mean, I have a doctor, a gynecologist who said to me, I broached the subject with how can he help? And he said, oh, if you have a box, like, you know, we can have a box and I have this building has 8 doctors. I'll put it at the 8 doctors. You know, I don't think he would do it every month, but if we could come up with this box, I think it would certainly help.
And even at the churches and those other places that we're donating to, you know, their communities could be part of their community.
Right.
Right. I mean, we're going outside the box, but maybe sometimes you just, you know, we're forgetting like the parameter of where it's actually going. Many of those communities are, you know, they just don't have a place to leave their stuff, or they're not doing an outreach in that way. They have so many other outreaches, but why not put something even right there? Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't see why not. But the thing is, the people that go, well, yeah, no, it does make sense. The people that go there are not the people we're serving. We're serving the people that come to,
Right.
yeah, it does make sense, Becca. It does. Yep. Great. I mean, I think we've done a lot tonight, ladies. I really do. I'm really thrilled. And onward and upward. Thank you so much for being so involved and caring so much. And
When's the
my
next meeting, Linda?
when is the next meeting? 3 months from now. So we'll, you know, we're
Believe
just,
April.
yeah. So
Let's
we'll
just
let
pick
everybody-
a date, ladies, while we're on the phone together, shall
well,
we?
I think I do have that down. Actually, Susan,
It's the first
actually-
Tuesday, isn't it? The first Tuesday
believe
or the
we-
second Tuesday of the month, right?
yes.
I believe it's
and
the
3
second
months from now,
Tuesday.
So
April
actually,
11th. That will be
What?
April 11th.
yeah, Susan actually made up a calendar, but I'll just check that. April 11th, next call. I will check that, Becca.
Is that at 7 or 7:30?
It's 7.
Do you think that 7:30 is easier for people who have families? That way they're done with their dinners and stuff?
What do you think, ladies?
I just
Don't ask me, I
remember-
don't have a family.
I just don't
Yeah.
want to make it too late for people. So
Right.
Yeah,
I
I wonder if we took a little survey and asked people, because we didn't get a lot of response this time.
no. Yeah, we could do that. We can so yeah. So this is what Sharon is now going to be the community collections ambassador coordinator. So ask
Linda, I'm gonna say goodnight.
goodbye, sweetheart.
Good night,
See you
everybody.
soon.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Good night, good night.
Good night.
Have
Sharon,
a good weekend.
time for Zoom. Okay, I will do that, Becca. I will. Yeah. Okay, Sheila, anything else you want to say? We're
No,
good?
I'm good. I'm gonna have a coffee date with Layla next week and I'll tell her all about it. She couldn't make the meeting, so I figured one of us is enough.
Well, that's the whole beauty of
Yeah.
having a partner.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So I'll let her know.
Okay,
And-
thank you,
yeah,
honey.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
Nice
Love
meeting
you.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Okay. Okay, I think it was as good as it could be with just a few of us. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. We all
Um,
got some to-dos. So
Yep,
that-
right. And I think that still the communication and the I don't know, just we need improvement in that area as well.
You know, I'm
I'm just
wondering,
gonna turn off the, if you want, I can turn off the recording.